Listen with OC today, we have an Afrobeat superstar, Victony. He's thrilled us with so many hits, and we'll sit down with him on the hot seat as we chop it up and talk about different things, relationships, music, anything at all. All right, so all you need to do right now is sit back, relax, and listen. On Listen with OC today, Afrobeat superstar, Victony. He's on our hot seat. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, man.
It's been a while, though.
Yeah.
It's good to have you here, man. Funny story, before you came in, guess what has been playing in my head?
But so
Just guess.
So you too, because
No, just guess.
stubborn.
Yash, breast, breast.
That's not my song.
I know, but you will actually kill it if you actually jump to the remix.
Yeah.
Think about it.
You're like the third person.
So why don't you want to do it though?
It's not like I don't want to, but
Okay, just reach out to the guy.
yeah,
you know.
I mean, it has to be organic.
I know, because you guys already, I won't say sound similar,
Yeah.
but it seems like you guys make music on the same wavelength and
Yeah.
everything, and that's right up your alley.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but the thing is, with the album
Yeah.
coming right now,
You
I don't
can't-
know if you listen to Stubborn, but it's like it's different from
I
what
know.
I've been doing. So I
Yeah.
feel like right now I'm like in a different space.
what was the idea behind Stubborn though? I didn't quite see that coming.
Right.
Yeah, you and Ashake get in the
Right.
studio together. You're wearing skinny jeans. He wears baggy jeans. So how did that collab actually come about?
When I made the song,
Mm-hmm.
I had a verse space,
Okay.
right? But it was a very personal song.
Why?
and
Are you stubborn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
cool.
now.
Okay.
I know they lie now.
I know. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, but it's just about me talking about my experiences, right? And all I've been through to get here
Okay. Yeah.
took some level of stubbornness to be at this
True.
point in my life. And I wanted somebody who was, who is rather also true to their art as well, right? And very authentic. And I feel like that's one characteristic that Ashake really possesses, aside from the sound really fitting like his
Yeah.
style. It's just his authenticity. Like, I just hit him up. And I know Ashake from way back.
Like when you say way back, like how way back?
Like,
Jam lesson.
no,
Okay.
not that. No way back, but like 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I met him at, I don't even know Yemoli.
I know Yemoli now.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know Yemoli? Yeah,
The-
sure.
the
Where'd you guys
neighbors
meet?
were-
Biro?
No, Yemoli's place.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was shooting a video for a song I just put out there.
What song was that?
I was still on the come up, sing my song.
It
and
doesn't
that was
matter
the
now.
video.
What song? I might know it.
Sing my song.
I should sing. Oh, so it was called Sing My
That's
Song.
cool. That's what
why
it
I
was
don't know
called.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I was camping on the island, Emily's place, and I met Ashake there. We had like a very short meeting. But, when I hit him up, he responded, and, just owing to owing to the fact that we had met before, Yeah, so
And it was just easy like that.
it was
You
very
made a
easy.
lot of Nollywood references, in the song.
Yeah,
And the names that you called him, because I know you're kind of young. You're like 25 now?
23.
23, yeah.
Yeah.
So I watch a lot of Nollywood when I was growing up. So my head was like, how do you know all these people? Uche Jumbo.
Yeah.
Who else again?
Don't really get.
Yeah. So in my head, I'm just like, how? Why the Nollywood? Why all the what's it called right now? The inferences to
Yeah.
Nollywood access.
I don't think I was so young.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, everybody knows
Yes,
them.
Uche Jumbo, right?
It's part of our childhood.
I know,
now. You
okay.
feel me? So, it just happened. It came
Okay.
to me when I was recording. and
Okay,
that
I
was
see.
it.
Okay, cool. I can't help but wonder. I saw a tattoo on your hand, April 26th.
Yeah,
Okay. What's the significance of that date?
that's the day I had an accident.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. I woke up on Twitter that morning and I saw pictures. The card flipped
Mm-hmm.
and everything. I think you lost a friend.
Yeah,
in that too as
yeah.
well. So really sad.
Mhm.
So and you're in hospital for quite a while.
Yeah,
I think that's also I won't say altered your trajectory, but also kind of shaped the artist that you're in now.
yeah,
Are you in a wheelchair for like how long?
like almost 6 months.
Wow. Okay. So the accident was really bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh wow.
It was bad. But like you mentioned, it changed the trajectory of everything. But I also feel like everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah, okay.
So I'm still learning from that experience.
I see.
to
How
be
many
honest.
surgeries did you have though?
3.
Wow.
Yeah, 3.
Wow.
I had my third one recently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Well, how about have you been able to drive since then? Because I know
Yeah.
a lot of people that have had such traumatic experiences, just stay away from things that actually cause that trauma.
Yeah, I still drive.
Sorry?
I still drive.
Okay. So no PTSD, no flashbacks,
I
anything?
mean, it's been like 2 years now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So did you remember, circumstances leading up to everything that caused the accident?
Yeah, I do. So we were at the club.
Okay.
Right. That was my first time at the club.
In the club?
Actually. Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
That was
where
my first time
did
in
you
the
guys
club.
go?
I think it was DNA.
Okay, I remember DNA.
So the experience was crazy.
I
So
know.
As a DNA, with all the lights, I was like, so this is clubbing. Madu.
But did you grow up in Lagos though?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool.
But
you
I grew up
never...
on the mainland.
Okay, where exactly?
Ojo.
Ojo?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's far.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
I
far.
know.
Very far. So from
Yeah.
Ojo to the island.
Island is like, yeah, it's quite a journey. Though. Yeah, I know.
You feel me? So
Yeah.
just being at the club that night, I'm like, wow. And what happened, but yeah.
Okay. But you're good now.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So how did you get Don Toliver? Don Toliver is still a big deal.
Yeah.
To actually jump on that record. And that's actually just also changed your trajectory as an artist too as well. And you had two of the biggest artists, at the time. You had Don Toliver, you had Rema.
Yeah.
And a lot of people actually said you guys had like similar singing styles.
Yeah.
So how did you get Rema to actually jump on the record too?
With Rema, I had a personal relationship with Rema at the time. Excuse me.
Yeah.
We worked on a different song, right? And we were speaking about the remix at the time. And, after working on the song, he asked me if I wanted him to be on the remix. Yeah, I'm like,
oh,
yeah,
he
why
did?
not? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he worked, it took a while though, right? But my label in the US is called Encore Recordings.
Okay.
Right.
Are you still signed to them?
They said, yeah.
Okay.
They suggested Don Toliver.
Okay.
Right. And yeah, I actually liked it because Tempo, the producer of the song, spoke about how, Soweto is a fast-paced, version of whatever Don Toliver will hop on, right? Because of the beats, the beats dark and stuff like that. So when the suggestion came up, I actually liked it. I'm like, yeah, I'm with it. Even though I couldn't hear it. But I'm like, yeah, I'm curious to know what this sounds like. And, everything just happened.
Yeah. I think that's one of your most streamed records, so.
Yes.
As
it
well.
is.
Yeah, that's huge. That's heavy though.
Yeah.
So for you, coming from Ojo to the global superstar that you are now, did you always want this? Did you always want to be a singer?
So,
really?
Yeah.
It's weird because like myself growing up, I wanted to be a lot of things. There was a time I wanted to be a rapper myself. I think every kid wanted to be a rapper at one time.
Yes, I started rapping.
Then I found radio just by chance. So it was a case of trying different things before I eventually figured out what I wanted. How you understand? So from the jump, you always knew what you wanted to do.
Well, I like you rightly said, like just trying out different things.
Okay, so what have you tried out before?
I used to dance. Why you did laugh now?
I'm trying to.
No, go to my IG. You see me stepping.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good.
Okay, do you still dance?
I did try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So aside dancing, what else?
I used to know how to act too.
Okay.
Yeah. Then but music was just like I was very comfortable doing music, and I kept progressing.
Yeah. So you just had a good voice and you were just singing.
Yes. I started off rapping.
Okay.
Yes, I used to rap for a very long time. Up until 2021. That's when I started singing for real.
For real?
Yes.
So you never had like any singing experience or anything?
I used to try.
Okay.
Not that. I didn't believe I was a very good singer.
So what tweaked it? What unlocked it for you?
So lockdown happened, right?
Yeah.
And the pandemic, I feel like the pandemic made everyone try new stuff.
Okay.
So that was the period of my life where, I started doing more research and like just trying out new stuff.
The pandemic was different for me. I was going to work every day. But I think, that was what gave us the opportunity to consume a lot of content, even consume music differently.
Yes.
It was the first time that an artist was on the radio with 2 songs.
Yes.
In Nigeria.
Yes.
There's never a time where an artist dropped 2 songs and the 2 songs were doing good back-to-back. That was Omale, the pandemic. So the pandemic shifted. We saw the growth of DSPs. And for you, you found, singing.
Singing, yes.
So how did you link up with Alaji Poppin?
So my first manager, Daffy.
Okay.
Alaji Poppin, because Daffy was into events at the time.
Yeah.
And, Alaji owns one of the biggest events.
Block party. Yeah.
Block party. And Daffy, you know, for some reason, just took me to Alaji Popping, like
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't know what we're doing back then.
For real?
It's just, it's
Okay,
just
yeah.
anywhere, you know,
Anywhere,
we
right?
see
Yeah.
lights like Bochuked. So Daffy took me to Alaji Popping, and Alaji came up with the idea of a collaboration EP between Mainland Block Party and Victony, right? And I liked it because I mean, that's progress, you know.
Yeah.
Putting out a body of work is
It's progress,
introduction,
yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like so, we did that, and the EP did what it was supposed to.
Okay.
Gave me like a small community, and you know, I just liked where things were heading. And he came up with the idea of, you know, jointly managing me with Daffy at the time.
Okay.
And I didn't have any problem with it. So
Okay.
ever since then, we've just been working.
Okay, I see. Then, so how did the, you know, the connection to Encore Records, how did that come about?
So following the success of my EP,
Okay.
like, you know, various labels started reaching out.
Yeah.
Encore is an independence label.
Okay.
And, you know, I just wanted to keep things
Small,
and
right?
Simple. Yeah, like you know, because I'm still getting used to this whole music thing, right? Because I'm pretty new, you know. So I just started working with Encore because I like their energy.
Yeah.
And they seemed like they wanted to tell my story, you know. So I'm like, yeah, that's all that matters to me.
Oh, fantastic. So growing up, who are the artists that you listen to? Because your sound is like no other. Nobody in the industry really sounds like you. And even the kind of music that you do, we can't really box it and say, oh yeah, this is straight up Afrobeats or this is straight up, you know, R&B. It's almost like a medley of a bunch of genres or anything. So since you said you're a rapper, so who were the people that you listened to growing up?
To be honest, I listened to everybody.
Okay, but it was there should be one person that had like that poster on your
I listened to a lot of Drake.
Okay.
I listened to a lot of Drake's music. And Drake, you know, listening to Drake opened my mind to the possibility of doing anything. Because Drake hacked that early. Yeah, he did Afrobeat.
He did everything.
So I was like,
he did grime, he did everything.
Yeah, this guy can do it. Why not? You know? Okay. So I feel like, you know, just holding Drake up there and looking up to him, he also like impacted in my own career. That's why I was able to like switch from rapping to singing. Like it's nothing, because the mindset was there. Like if Drake can do it, you know. Obviously, I listened to Kendrick, Whiskey.
You can't be listening to Drake and Kendrick. You have to choose one.
Yeah, I like both of them. I like both of them. What do you think about the beef, though?
Drake or Kendrick? So for me, I think the whole beef, you know, is dipped in a lot of envy and jealousy, to be honest. And if you follow the rap trajectory, there's never been a rapper that has dominated for this long. Never. Everybody has their era. I remember the 50 Cent era. I remember the Ja Rule era. And you know what's funny? I'm a huge Jay-Z fan, but there's never been a year since Jay-Z has been active that Jay-Z was the biggest artist of his year. Never been a year. There's never been a summer that Jay-Z had the biggest song of the summer. You understand? But he's found a way to always stay relevant and everything. Yeah. But Drake came, I remember, and since So Far Gone, you know, he's just been there. Yeah. You understand? His transition from being a rapper is done everything. He's done dancehall, he's done grime, he's done everything. So I felt like, you know, a lot of people were just looking for an opportunity to actually take shots. And I felt like he should have just ignored. But, you know, at the same time, with hip-hop and everybody saying, oh, yeah, when somebody disses you, you should respond. And people were quick to actually believe that he's a pedophile and stuff. It's just weird. Yeah. So it almost seemed like everybody was waiting for an opportunity to take shots and everything. So it's what it is, though. You know, at the end of the day, when he's gone, when he doesn't rap anymore, I don't think there'll be anybody that can be able to touch his numbers or, you know, or maybe make a dent on the legacy that he's left. He's done, you know, for such a short while that he's been around, he's done so much. Yeah. So I think he's the only guy that has even made rap this, you know, this relevant for quite a while. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I'd say Drake has been a very good guest to, like, you know, the whole rap.
Yes.
Like, so he's put a lot of people on.
I know. Yeah, so it's just weird, man, to be honest.
It is what it is.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah.
So, again, looking at the industry right now, you know, where everybody, you know, trying to put every artist coming out from Nigeria into that Afrobeat box or anything. So what's your take? What do you think? Because I feel like there are a lot of artists that really do not make Afrobeat music. There are people that are straight up making R&B stuff. You understand? But everybody wants to go under that Afrobeat tag. But do you feel like this is time for a lot of Nigerian artists that really do not do Afrobeats to actually say, you know what, I'm an R&B singer from Nigeria? Do you think, we are slowly getting there?
Okay. So I feel like because Afrobeat it's not just the music,
Yeah.
right? It's a movement. That's how I like to see it, right?
Yeah.
So I like to look at it in two ways,
Okay.
right? Because it's a movement, it will be stronger if a lot of people identified under that kind of be like, hey, I'm an Afrobeat artist, right? But also, I understand where artists come from when they feel like it's a box, because if you make R&B records, like you want to,
Yeah.
So to be honest, it's dicey. It's dicey. But what I'll say is, just be yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel like what you're making is not Afrobeats, right? Like, it's cool, right? If you feel like what you're making is Afrobeats,
Yeah, it's
that's
cool
cool.
too as well. Okay,
yeah, so
cool.
just do your thing.
Yeah,
I'm
so
an Afrobeat artist.
I know.
So, yeah.
Okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense. So
Yeah.
right after your accident though, I still saw you, still being in the studio with your wheelchair. Then when you started to heal, you still used to go around with the cane.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are taking the opportunity to maybe just lean back and just disconnect from everything. So why were you still, still trying to make music, still trying to be, seen around? Was there any motive behind that?
I love music so much.
Okay.
At the time, whatever I was going through, music was like my strongest pillar. That's where I got a lot of strength from. Like, just making music, it makes me forget about my situation. Like, it takes me to a place where I don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like, just making music. So that's what I was doing. I just kept on doing my thing. Like, it wasn't anything special. I just love music so much that I couldn't take a break.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
great. And you seem not to have been immersed in any sort of controversy. No Twitter, no nothing. You just want to make the music and everything. And the industry has these ways of always trying to draw people, into having opinions about different subject areas or anything. So is it you, or is that your personality to just stay away from all the beef or all the drama or all the conversations going on in the industry?
Drama has not just come my way.
Really? Same drama comes your way?
I don't know how to react to it. It depends. If I'm at trouble, I'll give you.
Okay.
But aside that, I'm just really focused on the music because there's a lot that I have to do.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I have to show my fans like different sides of me, and that takes like a lot of my time. Maybe I'll say that's why, but yeah.
Okay, cool. So if you were not doing music, what else would you be doing now?
I'll probably be directing.
What, movies?
No, music videos.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have an eye for music videos. What's your favorite music video of all time?
All time?
Yeah. So if there's a music video that you see and you're like, oh, I wish I actually directed this music video, what would that be?
Hey, just put me on this spot. I have to think. All time. All time is crazy though.
Yeah.
All time is insane. But I really like, hold on. I can't tell you what time. It's just recent videos that come into my head.
Okay. For me, it should be Thriller, Michael Jackson. I remember that.
Yeah,
then it should be Find Your Love by Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that video.
Oh, you should see it though. I think it was Malaya in the video. I can't remember now. But yeah, you should see it. It's a very nice video. Nice storyboards. I love videos that have a storyboard that you can build up to. And I think we don't see those videos again, in the industry where there used to actually be a storyline behind the music.
Yeah.
Where from the album cover to the album name and to the videos that came out, you could see it. You could actually follow the trajectory of the album. So are we going to see that with yours though?
Yeah,
like proper storytelling.
Yes.
Okay.
I think you could. I think with what I've already established, like I've put out 2 records of the album, Everything and Stubborn, and I feel like when you look at the videos and you look at the imagery and everything concerned with those records, you could see there's a cohesiveness, like there's it connects. You get what I'm saying? So
talking about your growing up or anything. So how was your growing up like though?
It was pretty interesting.
Okay.
I mean, have you been to Ojo, right?
I've been to Festac. I've been to Lasso. So technically, I wouldn't say I've been to Ojo. So yeah, yeah. So I've been to Festac. I've been to Lasso.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I don't stay too far from Lasso.
Okay. Where exactly do you stay?
Iba.
Okay.
Yes.
I know
so,
Iba.
so
That's the housing estates.
yes. Yes.
Okay.
So I stayed in Iba Housing Estates for
Okay.
a while, and then I moved to somewhere called Yano School.
Oh, you're not school.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So I mean, if you've been to those zones, I mean, you have an idea
Mhm.
of what growing up was like for me. But growing up was very interesting. Like I said, it was not the best environment to grow up in, but I thank God for my family, right? My parents raised me right, despite everything around us, and but grew up in a family of 7.
7.
Yes.
7 kids.
No, sorry.
Okay, cool.
Like,
So
well, 5 kids.
5
but
kids.
everybody's
Then you're
here,
7. Okay.
5 kids.
So you are the
I'm the
third?
last.
You're the last.
Yes. So
Amazing.
I'm the last. I'm
Yeah.
the last. But yeah, went to school, Millbank Hall, same
Okay.
area.
Same
went
area.
to my primary school in the same area. I
Okay.
only got the chance to leave Ojo when I was going to university. That's when I left.
What
Lagos.
uni were you going?
Federal University of Technology. Owerri.
Okay, did you finish?
Yes.
Oh,
I
really?
finished last year.
Oh, what did you study though?
Professional engineering.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
So how were you able to, okay, slow down. So in between all of this, there was a
Yes.
pandemic, there was your accident,
Yes.
your music had taken off.
Yes.
So how did you combine everything with school? Because pets engineering is not a course that you just
It was
breeze
crazy.
through.
It was crazy
Yeah,
because
and you were not in Unilag or LASU that you could
Yes,
easily go to. You were
yes.
in literally another state.
Yes,
So how
yes.
did you juggle everything?
So prior to the accident, right, I used to go to school for real, like, regardless. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was not really big then.
Okay,
So
yeah.
it wasn't an issue. But, the accident made people know more about me. But I still went to school, in my wheelchair.
Okay.
I wrote exams in my wheelchair and stuff like that. I just kept dogging it out. But I blew for real, like in my final year,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it made it a little bit easy because I would go to school when I needed to be in school, but I
Yeah.
wasn't really going to school all the time.
Yeah.
Right? I wasn't as serious as I used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did what I did.
Okay, and you finished?
Yeah, I finished.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Now, was there any pressure from your parents saying, "Oh yeah, that's why the fact that you're a big artist right now, you need to still finish school"?
No.
Okay.
Because I chose special engineering, right?
Yeah.
So it's been my choice from the very
From the
beginning.
jump,
So
yeah.
I feel like my parents just trust me enough to know what's important, right? And what I needed to do every stage in my life. So yeah.
So they support you full 100%.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So maybe one of your concerts. Have you had the concert in Lagos?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, twice.
Where?
I had one in it's a place called La Madison,
Okay.
right? And I had one in Onuru here.
Okay.
It was a bonfire.
Okay. Oh,
experience, yeah.
bonfire.
Yes.
Why your things always very, weird? And your fans are called the Outlaws, and the title of your album is called Stubborn, and your concert is a bonfire.
Yes.
I see.
Um,
Why bonfire?
I don't know. I just do things that I like,
I see.
I wanted to actually last day I wanted to do something small. Because
Okay.
I had a busy year already. I was on tour with Rema
Okay.
last
Oh,
year.
for real?
Yeah,
So
we
you
did-
guys were everywhere.
yeah, North America.
Okay.
We did North America together. So
And how was that though?
that was very interesting.
Was it your first time in America?
No, that was not my first time in America. But that
Okay.
was my first time on tour.
Oh, it was first time on tour.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So it was a learning experience for me.
Okay.
I was so happy. I got to like just see what a tour is like, right? It's kind of like prepared me mentally for my own tour.
Oh, I see. Are you planning the tour soon?
Yes, so
We're in North America too?
yes, North America
Okay, I see.
and Europe as well.
Okay, when?
Yeah.
This year?
Yeah, this year.
Okay. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
August actually for North America and then later in the year for Europe.
For Europe. Okay.
Yes.
I see.
So, but so I was, we did a lot last year. I'd been on the road for a while, and I wanted to just do something small in Lagos, right? That's when I came up with the bonfire idea. But let's just do something, just interact with the fans. I did for like only 500 outlaws. It was a small show,
Yeah.
but yeah,
And the all show the 500 outlaws.
yes, it was even more. Safe.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Great. So since you've blown up now, I'm sure you get a lot of attention from the ladies, though.
You can say that.
Oh, I can say that.
Yeah.
Okay. So how have you been dealing with that, though?
I mean, it's just knowing what is important.
Okay, so
still,
what is
right?
important? Big
Music
Yash is important.
Yeah, that one is important.
It's
Very
important,
important.
right? Do you
Because
agree?
it inspired now.
It inspired me.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, but are you seeing anyone? Are you dating anybody?
No.
Okay. Oh, but is anybody dating you that you don't know about? No, there might be people like, yeah, Victoria's my boyfriend and
No,
everything,
no,
and
no,
you
no.
don't know. So
I'm
yeah,
not that
kind of
guy.
happens too.
Yeah, I'm just Well, if it comes, I'm open to that.
Okay, but you're young, so I think you should just enjoy it.
Yes.
You know.
What do you mean? What do you mean enjoy?
So the thing is, just give yourself an opportunity for you to be able to, like you've gotten to, I won't say your zenith, but as regards music, you know where your limits are.
Mhm.
You know how to make great music.
Yeah.
So I think, and it's almost the same thing in other aspects of our lives too, as
Yes.
well as human beings. So you need to find out where you're at emotionally. You also need to find out, what are your triggers, and when you start to extend yourself to other people, your limits too as well. So give yourself opportunities to grow, make mistakes, and eventually find the person that is right for you. So yeah.
That
So your
makes sense.
20s are for that.
Yes.
Mm.
That makes sense.
So,
That
yeah.
what you just is for.
That's what I did though. And what's funny is how I react to love and relationships now is different from how I did when I was in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I was in my 20s, I think I was very, I wouldn't say erratic, but I was just very impatient. The things, I was always, I was very reactive. Yeah, maybe you call and she doesn't pick up and you'll be like, what the hell is going on? And when you get into your 30s, you're calmer, and you're more introspective. I'll just use the word. So, and I think, people should go into relationships when they have attained a certain level of maturity. So you can be able to deal with, everything that come with it. And so pretty much that.
Yeah, that
So
makes
enjoy
sense.
Dinesh now, all the love, everything. You miss it though. Trust me, you will.
Right.
Because I think because for me, I got on radio when I was like 23. So I always used to be in the club because of work and everything. And now I'm in my 30s, and so I'm in the club still, and I just cast my mind back to be like, wow. I wish I could go back to being 20, man. But hey, you'd miss it so much. So I tell people that just enjoy it. Really just make all the memories that you can. Yeah. So Ojo has given birth to a lot of artists. Crayon, Bella Shmurda. Did you guys wait? Who?
Cade.
Oh, Kate.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So were you guys like?
No,
did you guys
we
grow up
didn't- No,
together?
we didn't know each other. Right?
Did you know Crayon?
No, I didn't know.
You didn't know
I
anybody?
But the thing is, Crayon and I stayed close to each other.
Okay.
But we didn't even know
You know each other? Okay. Well, wow.
One time I was in ABJ. I was on campus tour.
Yeah.
Right.
But they don't even do those anymore.
They don't do it anymore.
Yeah, because there's something about the energy that come from campus
Yes.
tours. Those uni students, they never get to see shows and
Yes.
everything. So whenever they come out, they come out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, so you can put together something.
Yeah, I did one before, and
Okay.
because of time, Sha.
Yeah.
But I really want to do it again because those are the best shows you have in Nigeria.
I know.
Those are the
I know.
because the
I know.
energy is pure, the love is pure.
Everything is crazy. Yeah. So talking about
But
you
Crayon
being-
and I
yeah.
were in ABJ, right? I had a show in Veritas that night, and I told him to come. So I told him that I was from Ojo. I grew up in Ojo, and he was very surprised, right? And he asked me where, and when I told him, it's like, oh, that's like 15 naira keke
from his side.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So Crayon and I stay very close to each other. Bella Shmurda school in Lasso, and Cade, he came from the same place as well. He comes from the same place as well, rather. But the thing is, there's this, I don't know, when you see an Ojo person, you just
No.
yes.
Why?
I don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
I feel like when you're from Ojo, right, there's a realization that you just automatically have, like, that makes you humble. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to describe it, but we're usually like
Chilled.
Yes,
see.
because
But
you
you
see
got-
a lot happening.
I
growing
know.
up.
I know, but so how were you able to deal with everything that happens, the craziness, the court killings, how rough the area used to be? I think it was Fashola that opened up the road.
Yes.
Yeah, before I remember it used to be one straight single road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so how were you able to just separate yourself from all that craziness that was going on? Because I know Lasso doesn't have a living campus.
Yes.
So most of the students were living in
Yes,
Iba Estate.
those
So most
areas,
of those court
Courts,
killings and
yes.
everything was around that.
Yes.
So I'm sure your parents will have had thoughts about do not join a gang, do not get,
Yes.
affiliated to
Yes.
anybody. So how were you able to deal with all of that though?
Shout out to my parents though, like, because they made everything clear to us, right?
Okay.
Like, it's not worth it, right? And making the right friends as well, right? And the schools we attended, we didn't go to like the public schools in the area as well, right? So, but we saw a lot growing up, right? I feel like one of the craziest things I'd seen back then. One day I was coming back from lesson and I was opening my gate and I saw somebody in handcuffs, right? He had escaped the police van, he was covered in blood. Right. That was a very crazy sight.
Yeah.
Right.
And
So
it was
today,
running.
He was running. He told me to help him with the handcuff and I was looking at him like
How?
like how?
Yeah.
But I couldn't even speak. I was very shocked, right?
Yeah.
And I knew people who died, growing up, armed robbery stuff, were robbed, right? Like I was robbed. Before they gave birth to me, my mom would tell me stories about how they were robbed as well. Walking in the streets and they would take your phones and stuff like that. So, but just having like a different mindset due to upbringing really helped us, and I feel like music has always helped me. Now that I think about it, right, because I used to love music, I always thought about how I wanted to make it out of Ojo. I just knew I didn't belong there. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, and yeah.
So, do your parents still stay there?
No.
Okay.
No, I moved them out.
Oh, you moved everybody out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Your siblings, do they stay, are they in the country?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. So-
Everybody's in the country.
So everybody, nobody's there anymore?
No.
So do you still go back from time to time?
No, but I plan on going back there.
You plan on?
Yes.
You should.
Yes.
So what's stopping you though?
I used to go there up until like middle last year.
Okay.
When I moved my parents out, so there was no reason
To go there anymore?
anymore,
Okay.
'cause
Well,
I
your
don't-
parents didn't want to leave? Old people and when they have roots somewhere.
No, they weren't really worried about it. I was, because
Okay.
obviously, like,
Oh yeah, you've gone popular, so you
Yes,
didn't want it to be an
so-
opportunity for them to either get attacked or something.
exactly,
Okay.
just for security
Security.
reasons. Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, I think you should just maybe probably go back there. You, Belishmada, Crayon, just do something.
Yes,
For
we're
everybody.
speaking about it.
Yeah.
Bella and I were talking about it actually to do
Mhm.
something in Lasso.
Okay.
I feel like because my secondary school is like 5 minutes drive from Lasso.
From Lasso, yeah.
So that would be cool, like just touching all those
All
places.
those places, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that would make a
definitely
lot.
go
That would
on
make a
there.
lot of sense. Yeah. And I always ask this question before I let any of my guests go. There'll come a time when you can't make the music anymore, or maybe you want to do something else besides the music. Maybe go into your directing, or maybe pick up your acting. So what would you want your legacy to be as an artist? What would you want people to remember Victony for?
Well, after everything, right, I want people to, say Victony was that guy that, when you look at him, you just want to be yourself. Right? That's what I live for. And, because I feel like that's the best thing you can be in this life, yourself, right?
Yeah.
But it's not easy in this generation.
Why do you think that? Why do you think so? I think
I feel like social media influences a lot.
Yeah, so I think one thing that's kept a lot of people grounded, me inclusive, is I think from the jump, I just had it at the back of my mind that yes, I'm on radio. I think I got on the radio when radio people started becoming popular too as well.
Yes.
But I just had it at the back of my mind that it was just a job.
Yeah.
So I'll try to be normal. But when you try to be normal and you keep the same friends, you do the same things,
Mhm.
it keeps you kind of grounded. But when you now try to say, oh, I need to show them I'm in business class. I need to, when I get to the clubs, I need to show them the bottles or anything. You put
Yeah.
unnecessary pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
Then you start to step out
But
of
that-
character.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
with my generation,
Yeah.
it's very hard
Okay.
because when you go on Instagram, when you go on TikTok, right, you see what your age mates are doing,
Yeah.
right? It becomes a problem. Even if like you're morally grounded and everything,
Yeah.
right? You go still feel a certain
I
way.
know,
Like, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like it's still, it's we're human beings at the end of the day,
Mhm.
right? So, but that's why I try to make my gospel about like, just being yourself no matter what it is. Like if you dress how you want to, don't put on certain clothes because you feel like, oh, this is what's trendy now. Like,
Yeah.
I just want people to be themselves, and that's why I try to,
Yeah.
show with.
And also, don't you think it's kind of weird that when people also, maybe celebrities and people in the limelight, when they try to be themselves, the fans are the ones that would also come and pile pressure. and be like, oh, can't, and start to benchmark you with other people doing certain things, saying, oh, look at the kind of car he drives, and look at the kind of clothes he's wearing or anything. And I just believe that, generally, as long as you enjoy their art or anything, let's keep it about the art,
Yes.
not about the aesthetic that come with the art.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so too as well.
Yeah, I do think so. But I mean, as I feel like artists need to, as much as possible, stay away from, just do your work and like just
Stay away from social media.
yes, yes. To be honest, because it doesn't help really. Because you see a lot. Like even if you're not the type of person that take in all these opinions and stuff like that, you're human at the end of the day, right? That has affected me. That has affected so many artists, right?
Okay.
That's only natural. So the best way to deal with that type of situation is just staying away from it. Like,
okay, cool. One last question. So, with a lot of artists, sometimes I get to hear a lot of music, and you come to the studio, you come to the house, and there are like 6 guys there, babes, everything, and they play the music, and I listen to the song, and in my head, I'm like, this song is whack though.
yeah.
Then the boys in the background are like, oh, more, baba, jam.
Yeah.
And in your head, you're like, if I see the song is not a jam now, I might get jumped, or they might think I'm a hitter or something. Then I do what I do. I try to be PC. I said, the song is not half bad. Yeah, I say it's not half bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, but so how do you deal with? Do you take like harsh, feedback?
Yeah.
Maybe when you send a record to somebody and to someone, oh,
Yes.
please listen and give me feedback. And
Yes.
it was like, oh, this song
Yes.
is whack or something.
Yes.
Do you and you don't feel the same type of way?
No.
Okay.
That has helped me become who I am today. I have like people that I trust,
Yeah.
right? I don't just send it to anybody though.
Yeah.
Right? Because I feel like you have to understand where I'm coming from and why I'm doing what I'm doing to like, give opinions. You get what I'm saying?
About
Like,
the
yes,
music
so,
too, right?
But when I send it to certain people that I trust, like people I know that are honest with me, like everybody in my circle will tell me when they're not feeling what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, I don't like people who just nod heads, like,
Yeah.
in agreement. So yeah, like I take feedbacks. I want feedbacks, to be honest. Like even if it's not pleasers, but
You
give
take
it,
it.
yeah,
Okay,
give it.
cool.
And then
Okay,
I
cool.
filter it. And,
All right. No problem there. So this has been a very interesting conversation. And I think, we've taken a deep dive into your music, where you're from. So thank you so much for taking our time to be here.
Thank
This has
you.
been a very,
Thank you for having me.
interesting conversation. Like I said, wishing you all the best, and always know that we'll be here, to support and also to give flight to anything that you put your mind to as well. So it's been awesome having great conversations with the bad boy, Victony. It's been absolutely phenomenal. So listen with us, sit back, relax, and listen.
After you do this, quickly get like cutaways of his head. Rolling. 1, 2, 3. We'll take out the camera in the middle.
Okay.
And action.
And what up, people? This is Victony, the Outlaw King, and you're watching Listening with OC.